ended up taking his early release away, so he's still in there. He ain't going anywhere anytime soon, from the looks of it.
All right.
Oh, okay. Hey, court's in session.
Todos de pie.
Maybe she left it that way.
Hey, thank you
All right,
for hanging in there.
seated.
Hanging in there. Highly appreciate
Gracias.
it.
Pueden tomar asiento. For the record, Your Honor, Sylvia Fisher, court interpreter.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, and if the officer, if you could get the Spanish-speaking defendant up here, that'd be great. All right, this is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for January 24th, 2025.
Estas son las vistas iniciales de las 11 de la mañana para el 24 de enero del 2025.
The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the first of the month will also apply to these hearings.
Las órdenes judiciales en cuanto a la toma de huellas dactilares y muestras de ADN que se emitieron a las 2 de la mañana el primer día del mes también se aplicarán a las audiencias de hoy.
And just to give you a heads up, once it hits 10:50, I'm gonna keep the YT stream going. So if you're on TT and you want to jump over, you want to continue watching, you're more than welcome to jump on over. So just give you the heads up. Once 10:50 hits, which will be in about 37 minutes, I'm outro. I gotta go change really quick and vamoose. But I'll keep the stream going on YT. And let me get a little bit closer because I know you guys are not going to be able to see anything from that side.
All right. Could I have Ismart Olea Miranda please come to the podium?
Ismart Olea Miranda, por favor, acérquese al podio.
Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Buenos días, señor. Por favor, su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Buenos días.
Thank
Ismar
you, Miss
Olea
Wild.
Miranda, julio 14 del 85.
Good morning, Ismart Olea Miranda, July 14th, 85.
All right, thank you. You have been arrested. Well, you've been indicted by a grand jury in a newly filed case.
Damn, indicted? That sounds
Gracias,
heavy.
señor. Usted fue detenido, o bueno, más bien, el jurado indagatorio emitió un documento inculpatorio en su contra con respecto a un nuevo caso en su contra.
The new charges are aggravated identity theft, a class 3 felony.
Las acusaciones son las siguientes: usurpación de identidad ajena con agravante, delito de clase 3.
And 14 counts of forgery, which are class 4 felonies.
Y 14 puntos acusatorios de falsificación son delitos de clase 4.
Damn.
The alleged offense date for all of these is November 9th of 2024.
La fecha cuando supuestamente se consumaron esos ilícitos es el 9 de noviembre del 2024.
You will receive a copy of the charges and police reports from your lawyer.
Usted va a recibir una copia de las acusaciones y también el informe policial de su abogado.
I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case.
Le voy a designar un abogado para representarlo en este caso.
It should be the same lawyer that you have for your other open case.
Debe ser el mismo abogado que ya lo está representando en cuanto a su caso que sigue pendiente.
Your next court date in this new case is an arraignment hearing 1 week from today on January 31st at 8:30 in the morning.
Su siguiente cita judicial en este caso es una vista incoatoria no culpable, la cual se va a realizar de aquí una semana, el 31 de enero a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Your bond in this case is $25,000. It is secured.
En este caso, su fianza asciende a $25,000. Es una fianza carcelaria con garantía.
And you have other written conditions you are ordered to comply with.
Y tiene usted otras condiciones por escrito con las cuales tiene que cumplir.
Those include no contact with any alleged victim or co-defendant.
Esas condiciones incluyen que no puede tener contacto con ninguna supuesta víctima o con ningún coacusado.
You may not go to the scene of the alleged crimes.
No puede ir al lugar donde supuestamente se llevaron a cabo estos incidentes.
And you may not possess any weapon.
No puede tener en su poder ningún tipo de arma.
Your complete orders are in writing, and if you'll give the officer a moment, he's going to hand you your copy. Thank you.
Las órdenes, usted va a recibir las órdenes por escrito. Si da un momento a la gente, le va a entregar la documentación y con eso terminamos. Gracias.
And you can go ahead and have a seat. Thank you.
Puede
Next.
tomar asiento. Gracias.
Hey, so on YT it looks different because I have the screen cropped. I'm able to
if
do
the
that.
can make a general call, I think that might be the only person.
Of course, Joanna. ¿Hay alguien más que requiere los servicios de la intérprete? En caso que sí, por favor, levante la mano.
And also on YT, I got 2 streams running. I got the
Looks
Connecticut
like
Board of Parole,
we
and
don't
then
have
we
any
got
hands.
this.
Okay, thank you so much. Have
We
a
got
great
this
day.
hearing running also.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, bye-bye.
But I did see you
All
in
right,
the
let's
chat.
continue with Maria
over here.
Ramirez, please, if you come all the way to the podium, and then Sarah Wiley, if you'll go to the chair, you'll be after Ms. Ramirez.
All right. Hey, what's up, Diane? How's it going? Next, what do you think
Ma'am,
Ms.
can I have
Ramirez
your full name
did?
and your date of birth, please?
Maria Ramirez, 52291.
Okay, thanks. Ms. Ramirez, you're here on 2 matters. One is a new case, one is a warrant, and an older case.
For sure.
In the new case, you've been accused of possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for that arrest.
Thank you.
In the older case, there was a warrant out for your arrest. You've already been charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You failed to appear at your sentencing on May 24th of last year, and a warrant was issued for your arrest. So right now, you're going to have, actually, it looks like I can put a couple of these court dates together. All right. Your next court date in both cases will be this coming Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That'll be a status conference in both cases.
Okay.
Then in the new case only, you do need a preliminary hearing, and that will be February 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. Finally, in the new case only, you are also going to have a bail eligibility hearing. And the reason you need that is when there's probable cause for new felonies. While you have any pending felony case, that case is pending until you're sentenced.
Yeah.
So while you have a pending case, if you come in on new felonies, you have to be held for a bail hearing. I cannot legally release you today. You have to be held 7 days for that bail hearing. So we're scheduling that 1 week from today, which is the 31st, at 1:30 in the afternoon. You may or may not be found eligible for bail on the 31st, but I can't give you bail today. You are going to be held. You'll see your lawyer on the 30th, and you can get squared up with them. They'll explain what's going to happen at the bail hearing the next day.
Okay.
It is an evidentiary hearing, so when you look at your paperwork, the one that says evidentiary hearing, that's your
Right.
bail hearing.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to get you a copy of the paperwork, and you'll be all done.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you, ma'am.
You must be
Appreciate
nappy
you.
because I don't
Good
see
luck,
the
ma'am.
tapping. What's up? Hook it
Then
up.
Ms.
We're about to
Wiley,
hit
and then
that
Sean Younger will go to
100K.
the chair.
Get one of those little tapping machines.
Ms.
You
Wiley,
don't even have to do it. You
Sarah
just
Wiley.
put it on your
and
phone,
then after that, Sean
and it'll
Younger
do all,
will
it'll do,
go to
it'll do all the
chair.
magic. No bond. Next.
Good morning, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Sarah Margarita Wiley, 1483.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You were booked in on new allegations of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer. That's a Class 5 felony. Disorderly conduct with a weapon. That's a Class 6 felony. And resisting arrest as a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Pardon me. You'll have the same lawyer excuse me, in this case that you do in your older case, which is Sierra 2024-146861. Your initial appearance in that case was last October. So you have 3 upcoming court dates in this case. The first one is a status conference this Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Your preliminary hearing will be the following Monday, February 3rd at 8:30. In between those, on Friday, January 31st at 1:30 p.m., you are going to have a bail hearing. Just like the last defendant, you have an open and pending case. You came in on new felony allegations. So you have to be held for the bail hearing in that case, in this new case. That'll be the afternoon of January 31st at 1:30. But you'll see your lawyer the day before. They'll explain to you what's going to happen at the bail hearing the next day.
Yes,
We're
it
going to get
is.
you your paperwork. Just take that with you. You'll be back in court next week.
This
Thank you.
This is
Young man.
Maricopa County,
And
Arizona.
then Cecilia Valenzuela, will you please go to the chair?
We got Valenzuela coming up next. Hey, thank you. I want to go ahead and thank you guys. You know, hopefully your
Good
your
morning,
Twitter
sir. Can I have
fingers
your
ain't
full name
hurting. Gracias. All right, looks like it's buffering right now. Just hold up, and once they get that situated, it'll keep
Your
on
date of
going.
birth, please.
Sean Michael Younger, April 28, 1977.
Okay, thanks. You're on a new case. You were booked in on multiple charges. I'm going to read the ones first that I found probable cause for, and then I'll let you know the ones that I did not, for purposes of today's hearing, only find probable cause for. So the ones for which there is probable cause, that's possession of narcotic drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony. Forgery, a Class 4 felony. 3 allegations of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. Those are Class 4 felonies. Oh, shoot. Well, okay. I don't feel like reprinting for this. There is 1 allegation, possession or use of a weapon during the commission of a drug trafficking crime. There is probable cause for that, and I'm saying it for purposes of this record.
Yeah,
It'll say on your paperwork, no PC, but there is probable cause for that. You know what? I missed 2 of these. I got to reprint it. Sorry.
What?
There's only so many errors I can stand to look at. All right. There is probable cause for the theft by control of stolen property. That's because one of the guns came up stolen.
Ooh.
And
Oh, no.
for possession or use of a weapon during the commission of a drug offense. So I'll read them from the top if you'd like, or I can just move on to the ones I didn't find probable cause for.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do it from the top or which?
It don't matter.
Okay. Then the ones it's going to be on your paperwork. The ones I did not, for purposes of this hearing, only find probable cause for are the remaining 3 allegations of possessing narcotic drugs for sale and the 1 of possessing dangerous drugs for sale. And that's because at this point in time, the police didn't provide a sufficient legal basis to believe that those were methamphetamine, Suboxone, fentanyl powder, and whatever the other thing was.
Don't say that.
If I was a betting person, I'd bet they were. But there's a legal standard in the booking paperwork, and they just didn't meet it. So for purposes of this hearing only, I'm not finding probable cause on the rest of the drugs. It does not mean those are dismissed. It just means I'm not setting release conditions for those. You can talk to your lawyer about how that works. There's definitely probable cause for everything else. So I am appointing a lawyer for you. You can talk to your lawyer about this. Your next court date is a status conference this Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing the following Monday, February 3rd at 8:30. You do have a parole hold here at the jail. That shouldn't surprise you. But in the event they pull their hold, which the court has no
This
control
judge is off the
over, it's
chain.
entirely up to the Department of Corrections. If they pull their hold, this court believes that a significant bond is needed to secure your appearance, your compliance with release conditions. So it's $50,000, and it is cash only. So if DOC lifts its hold, you could post $50,000 cash and then be out of custody. You do have written conditions you're ordered to comply with. That includes if you're on the street at any point, you have to call your parole officer within 24 hours. But you shouldn't bother trying to post a bond if there's still a parole hold on you, because you wouldn't actually be
nowhere.
So I suppose DOC would be told they could come and get you. Anyway, talk to your lawyer before you do that. And everything you need to know is on your paperwork. You'll be back in court on Thursday, and the officer should have that. Thank you, officer. Ms. Valenzuela? Cecilia Valenzuela? And then Markel Hall. Will you please go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Cecilia Valenzuela, 9/11/89.
All right, thank you. Here on a new case. And a probation hold. In the new case, you were arrested for 1 allegation of armed robbery as a Class 2 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date in this new case will be a status conference, January 30th. That is this Thursday, 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing February 3rd at 8:30. Those are in the downtown Superior Court. And in this case, you have a $50,000 secured appearance bond and written release conditions. If you post that, you must comply with all of those conditions. But whether you are in or out of custody, you may not have any contact with your co-defendant nor any alleged victim or witness. Now, in the probation case, you're on probation for a Class 6 felony. Court records show this is still, as of today, a Proposition 200 case. So your lawyer can explain more to you about what that means, but it does mean that you are entitled to bail. Normally, if you're on probation and you come in on an armed robbery, you get held without bond in your probation case. But we can't do that in a Proposition 200 case. So I'm going to let your lawyer explain that to you. Your next court date is a revocation arraignment, January 30th, same date as the other case, 8:30 in the morning. Bond is set in this case at $5,000 secured. So that is $55,000 secured. If you post it, comply with your conditions, and call your PO within 72 hours. So we're going to get you a copy of your paperwork. Sorry?
55,000?
55,000 total, correct. All right.
Cash?
No, you can post it secured.
Thank you.
All right, good luck, man. Mr. Hall? And then Jennifer Cole, we go to the chair. Hello, sir, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Markel Hall, May 1st, 83.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Hall, as I'm sure you know, you're here on a bond surrender. So what we do on a bond surrender is we give you a next court date and we put you right back where you were. So we don't amend release conditions. People always try to ask me that if I don't explain first. We do not change release conditions on a bond surrender. We just put back exactly what you had. You are allowed to post it again. If you can, great. You still have to go to this new court date I'm giving you. If you can't, you'll still go to this new court date I'm giving you. So
I went to court yesterday.
I know. And then then your bail bondsman surrendered you. So that is between you and them at this point. So right now,
the judge gave me March 6th for
indeed. And so I'm not deleting that. We can't vacate matters off of their calendar, but I have to give you a court date within 10 days. So when you get there on the 30th, whether you bond out again or not, you must be there on the 30th at 8:30. If you don't bond out, the sheriffs will take you over. And then the court is going to clear off that March date. So essentially, I can add court dates, but we're not allowed to mess with their calendars and delete court dates. So now you have both, but they'll get that sorted out on the 30th. So it's a non-witness violation hearing and possible disposition hearing. That's how we always set it. That's what you were set for in March. It could go to disposition if the parties made an agreement that the court accepts. That's what that means. So that is the 30th, which is this coming Thursday at 8:30 in the morning. I did put bond surrender on there so they'll understand how this happened, because the court is going to say, hey, this guy has a court date in March. When your bail bondsman surrenders you, you get the same release conditions. So your bond remains $5,000 secured in the aggravated assault case, that's number 12, and $250 secured in the drug case. So $5,250 it's exactly what it was. Everything's on your paperwork, and if you don't bond out, you can talk to your lawyer about all this on Thursday. If you do bond out, just be very, very clear, you must go on the 30th. You guys can sort out the March date when you get there on the 30th. Okay? All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Cole, Jennifer Cole, then Ryan Story, we go to the chair. Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth,
Yes,
please?
Jennifer Cole, 032492.
Okay, thanks. You're here on an arrest warrant because there's been a new criminal complaint filed against you, charging you with an older case. The charges are aggravated identity theft, a Class 3 felony, 2 counts of forgery, those are Class 4 felonies. The alleged offense dates are, for the first two, the aggravated ID theft and one of the forgeries, the offense date is August 23rd of 2023, and for one count of forgery, it's May 16th of 2024. This all comes out of the Surprise Police Department. You'll get a copy of the charges and police reports from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. And in this case, your next court date will be a status conference this Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing February 3rd at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court. I am affirming the bond set by the judge who issued the warrant, and that is $10,000 secured. I think, are you the one who might be being held no bond in other cases right now? Okay, all right, so don't try to post this bond if you're still being held without bond in some other case. You should end up with the same lawyer for everything, and you and your lawyer can try to address everything together, okay? No contact with any alleged victims in this case. Everything you need to know will be on your paperwork, and you'll be back in court on Thursday. He's got this for you. All right, thank you, officer. Just grab that. Mr. Story, then Jesus Valenzuela, please go to the chair.
Hey, why do you guys like watching this type of
name and your date of birth, please.
streams?
Ryan Andrew Story, 42187.
All right, thank you. You're here on one new case and one warrant from the East Mesa Justice Court. I'm going to start with your new case. You're arrested for one allegation of criminal damage, a Class 5 domestic violence felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. You don't financially qualify.
It's entertaining.
You have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. All right, your next court date in this new felony case will be this Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, followed by a preliminary hearing February 3rd at 8:30 in the same court. In the Arrowhead Justice Court, you've been charged with driving on a suspended license. It is a Class 1 misdemeanor with an alleged offense date of May 29th of 2024. They accuse you of failing to appear on July 24th of last year, and a warrant issued for your arrest in that case on August 8th of last year. Your next court date in the East Mesa Justice Court will be an arraignment hearing January 29th, so 5 days from now, 8:30 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork. In the new case, The court is going to follow the recommendation of the state, which is a $5,000 cash-only appearance bond with ankle monitoring. You are not to leave the state, not without written permission from the trial court. I'm not giving you that permission. You have to prove that you will go if you bond out. Do not have any contact with the alleged victim, whether you are in or out of custody. If you're out of custody, you cannot go to that location. No weapons. You are a prohibited possessor. No drugs without a valid prescription. No alcohol. Everything you need to know is on your paperwork. Now, in the driving unsuspended case, your bond is $500 secured. You do have the right to hire a lawyer to represent you in that case as well. And similar release conditions, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol in that case. So that's $5,500 total. $5,000 of that is cash. If you bond out in the felony case, you go on an ankle monitor to prove that you're staying away from the alleged victim. Everything you need to know is on your paperwork. Just take that with you.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, guys. Hey, I appreciate you guys because you guys ain't like rowdy. You guys ain't all crazy, and man, I appreciate that. You guys don't bring the drama. You know, I love that.
Have your full name, and your date of birth, please.
Jesus Martin Valenzuela, 32203.
All right, thank you. You're here on 3 probation violation warrants, and in your cases, the petitions to I'm sorry, these are term 1 holds. Okay. Oh, sorry. You have a new case and 2 probation warrants. All right, let me start with your new case.
2 probation warrants?
Sorry?
You said 2 probation warrants?
Right. One new case. You're on probation in 2 cases. So there's 2 warrants. There's 1 warrant per case. So in the new case, you're booked in for possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, possessing drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony, tampering with evidence, a Class 6 felony, and driving on a suspended license, a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. I'm also appointing a lawyer in your 2 probation cases. You are on probation for a Class 4 felony and a Class 6 felony, and the probation department will be filing petitions to revoke your probation in both of those cases. So you'll have a lawyer to represent you there as well. Your next court date is the same for everything. It's this Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That's a status conference in the new case and a revocation arraignment hearing in your probation matters. Then you will also have a preliminary hearing in the new case on February 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. In number 17 on the calendar, that is your Class 4 felony probation case, which I believe is a weapons charge. Your bond is $1,000 secured. In the drug probation case, it is $500 secured, and in the new case, $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. That's $1,550 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions and call your PO.
1,550?
1,550, correct. Mr. or Ms. Kennedy?
If you haven't done so, please do so. If you could follow my second account,
Davis and then Philip Bragg.
I'll pin it up on the screen. Hey, thank you, Snow, for doing that.
Kennedy Davis.
Trying to get to 1,000 just in case this account gets.
After that, Philip Bragg.
And we got a backup.
Please, you'll be after Ms. Davis.
Always got to have a backup.
Podium, hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Kennedy Davis, 10694.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You're here on 3 probation violation warrants. You're on probation in 3 different cases, and there were petitions to revoke your probation filed in all 3 cases on January 30th of last year, so 12 months ago. Those petitions allege that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. You'll get copies of those from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you in all 3 cases. Your next court date will be the same for all 3 cases. It's this Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. You have a $500 secured appearance bond in each of the 3 cases for $1,500 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, and call your probation officer within 72 hours. The number is on your paperwork. You step to your left, he's got that for you. Thank you. Mr. Bragg. And then after that, Mr. Dalton, Christopher Dalton, will you please go to the chair?
We just got 300 subscribers on that one, so we really need 700 more.
Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Philip Robert Bragg, 92387.
All right, thanks. You're here on a probation warrant in your felony probation case. A petition to revoke your probation was filed on November 5th of last year. It alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of it from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is this Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing in the downtown probation court. The address is on your paperwork. Your bond is $500. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. He's got your paperwork for you. Thank you. Mr. Dalton. And then Ruben Covarrubia.
You need to.
Please go to the chair.
I think you need to have 1,000. I think. I don't know, unless something changed. So I got 300 right now.
Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Christopher Dalton, January 24th, 1973.
All right, thanks. Mr. Dalton, you are here on 2 probation warrants. Because petitions to revoke your probation were filed in both of your probation cases on December 23rd of last year, the petitions allege that you violated terms 3, 5, and 15. You'll get copies of those from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is the same for both cases. It's this Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That'll be a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing in the downtown probation court. Your bond is $250 secured in each case for $500 total.
Thank you.
If you bond out, comply with your conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. This gentleman has your paperwork.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, right. So, hey, look. So in Tucson, it's nothing but DVs, and over here in Maricopa, is nothing but violations.
And then Ms. Tupui Val, Supreme Tupui Val, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name?
Happy
and date of
birthday.
birth?
Ruben Covarrubias. My birthday too?
Yep.
9/20/1986.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Covarrubias, you are here on 2 warrants from the Goodyear City Court. Both of them are for misdemeanor criminal trespass.
Criminal
Next court-
trespass? No.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Next court date will be an arraignment hearing
That was
January
it, no.
29th. That is 5 days from now at 8:30 in the morning in the Goodyear City Court. Based on your record of repeated failures to appear in this court after being OR'd out of this jail, bond is set in each of the 2 cases at $250 secured. That is $500 total.
Okay.
I did appoint a lawyer for you if you don't post the bond, meaning I'm appointing a lawyer only on the bond question. If you bond out, when you get there on the 29th, you won't have a lawyer because you bonded out. But if you're unable to bond out, you'll have a lawyer there to assist you with the bond question. If you bond out and you don't appear, you will lose your bond money, and we will issue more. They will issue more warrants for your arrest. You've had at least 4 ORs out of this jail on these cases, Mr. Covarrubias. So if you bond out and you don't go, it's going to get more and more expensive.
Okay, ma'am, I was going to ask you, on the criminal cases, was that one a minor misdemeanor? A minor?
Yeah, but Mr. Covarrubias, you literally will not go to court. You won't go.
No, I will go.
Oh, no, I've looked. You don't go. We release you, you don't go. We release you, you don't go.
I didn't have the right, though. Now
End
I
of
got
the
a right.
line, Mr. Covarrubias. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I swear that.
No, I don't.
Mr.
Mr. Covarrubias, you're getting a bond. You won't go to court.
I promise you.
No, Mr. Covarrubias, your promise doesn't mean anything. Bye. Nope, you ran into somebody who looked you up, and I don't believe you're ever going to voluntarily.
So what do? I get a bond?
Said
Yes,
bye.
you have a bond, Mr. Covarrubias.
Bye.
To get out?
Because you don't go to court. You simply don't. I don't believe you. There's no basis to believe you. Ms. Tupui Val, will you come to the podium? And then Ryan Hosmer. will go to the
Next.
chair.
And today's contestant on The Price is Wrong.
Hello, sir. Ma'am, can I have your full name and date of birth?
Sabrina Chupivo, 6677.
All right, thanks. You're here on 3 probation violation warrants. You are on probation in 3 separate felony cases, and there were petitions to revoke your probation filed in all of the cases on January 2nd of this year. The petitions allege that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15 of your intensive probation. You'll get copies of those from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing this Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That's in the downtown probation court. Your bond in each of the 3 cases is $250 secured for $750 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions. You have to call your PO within 24 hours because you're on IPS. The number is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Mr. Hosmer.
You know what? I don't know if that's a woman. It's a man. I thought it was a man. Is it a woman? What do you guys think? I'm confused.
Olenicek?
Nowadays, you can't
You'll
tell.
have to tell me how to say it. Mr. Olenicek, you can go to the chair. Mr. Hosmer, right here.
Woman?
First name is William. Yeah, that's him. Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth,
He
please?
said,
Brian Hosmer, September 28, 1989.
Thank you. You're on a probation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 5 felony.
Class
There was a
5
petition to revoke your probation filed on January 20th of this year. It alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of it from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is in the downtown probation court this Thursday, January 30th at 8:30 in the morning. It is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. And your bond in this case is $250. It is secured. I'm just affirming what the probation judge set. If you post it, comply with all of your conditions, do not miss your court dates, call your PO within 72 hours. If you step to your left, I'll give you the paper. Thank you. All right, sir, you can come in, and then Nicole Merrifield, will you go to the chair?
Next.
Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Good morning. It's William Olenichek, 11169.
A little close. All right, so you're here on an arrest warrant because you've been charged in a criminal complaint with a case from last year. The charge is aggravated assault with a victim bound, restrained, or otherwise unable to resist. That is a Class 6 felony. The alleged offense date is August 12th of last year. This comes from the juvenile DOC investigations. So you'll get a copy of the charge and police reports from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Let me double check your financial profile.
Sounds hella fishy.
Are you retired? Unemployment? Okay. All right. I am appointing a lawyer for you. And your next court date is the status conference, February 7th at 8:30 in the morning. That's about 2 weeks from now, February 7th. And your preliminary hearing, February 11th at 8:30 in the same court. It's on your paperwork. Okay. Now, in your case, the court did try to send you a summons. The county attorney started by asking for a summons. It came back undelivered. We don't hold that against you.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm going to follow the recommendation to release you on your own recognizance. You do not appear to have any criminal history. This is not a newly alleged case, and even the prosecution started by asking for a summons. So right now, I don't have a basis to believe you won't come to court or comply with release conditions. Your release conditions include no contact with the alleged victim, no going to the scene of the alleged crime, unless do you have a reason, like do you need a civil standby? Okay. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Everything is on your paperwork. You just need to comply with that and appear on February 7th and the 11th. Will you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you are released. Go ahead and take your paperwork. Still takes a few hours to get out. Try to be patient, but you'll be out later today.
Wow, he's really gonna go tie someone up now. Ay, ay, ay.
Then Mark Donahue, will you go to the
No, pues, wow. Man, hey, well, hey, you know, I did like this hearing.
Ma'am, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
It was a mixture.
The date of birth is 11/22/78.
All right, thanks. You're here on a new case. The allegations are dangerous drug possession of Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia possession of Class 6 felony, and possession or use of a weapon during the commission of drug offense. That's a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be a status conference, February 7th at 8:30 in the morning. That's 2 weeks from now, with a preliminary hearing, February 11th at 8:30 in the morning. Now, I'm planning to release you on your own recognizance unless you're stuck in jail on something else. Did you get dressed out because they didn't like your clothes?
Yeah, I had
Okay,
drugs on.
no worries. I just want to make sure that I'm not misunderstanding and you're stuck in jail. And in this case, I'll just note that the nexus, they need a nexus between the gun possession and the drug possession. It's as thin as it gets, so I'm not
Be careful, Crystal.
heavily weighting the drug allegation. There is probable cause for it, but probable cause is a very low standard.
Dangerous
So
out there.
I'm just letting you know that. I'm still prohibiting you from possessing any weapons while the case is pending. Also, people who are addicted to drugs are federal prohibited possessors. That violates federal law. Just ask Hunter Biden. He literally got convicted of that. All right. So,
Wait, what?
No weapons, ma'am.
That came out of left field.
You may be addicted to dangerous drugs. And so just come to your court date. Yeah. I see you have an arrest in October of 2022 as well. So come to your court date. If you miss it, there's going to be a warrant issued for your arrest. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Okay? All right, if you step to your left, get your paperwork. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's the judge. She might be suffering from Tourette syndrome.
So Mark Donahue, will you go to the chair?
Hey guys, so just letting you guys know, I'm gonna be on. If you're on TT, I'm about to get ready to part way. So you might want to jump over to YouTube.
Mark James Donahue, 070859.
Okay, thanks. You're on a new case. You got booked in for theft of a means of transportation. It's a Class 3 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you.
Okay.
That will probably happen not before your next court date. You never know. We give you a copy of the paperwork. You can try calling. But I think most people probably don't meet their lawyer until their first court date, especially when they're getting released. I am releasing you. Your status conference will be February 7th at 8:30. Your preliminary hearing, February 11th at 8:30. That's 2 weeks from now. The address in downtown Phoenix is on your paperwork. Now, I'm releasing you because it's been a long time since you were in trouble. This is a property offense. Even with your really old conviction, you might end up probation eligible. It's difficult to say. That conviction was 2002. It happens to be theft, which doesn't look great for the court. But that being said, right now, I'll tell you, it's critically important that you comply with the no victim contact order. Do not go to where he lives. Do not any contact with him. They allege that you are on video from traffic cameras and other cameras. So what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Donahoe, is I'm not releasing you because I don't think they have a very good case against you. If they have the evidence they say they do have a very good case against you. That being said, the calculus for me is, will you show up? Will you comply with conditions? Are you going to commit new crimes? My assessment of overall is you're not likely to do those things. You'll likely come, you won't commit new crimes, you won't violate no victim contact orders. Sure. If you prove us wrong, you get stuck. Sure. So go to court, talk to your lawyer about what evidence they have, et cetera, et cetera. But if you want to stay out of custody, you must go. I'll just warn you, the state did ask for a bond on you. I didn't put it in your paperwork, but it is, no, I lied. They said pretrial. Pretrial means you just have to check in with them. It is glorified babysitting. It's not much. And I think if you can't, don't, or won't come to court at your age, which is not that much older than my age, I don't mean to be rude, honestly, we'll find you, we'll hold it against you. This isn't going to end well. But this is very possibly a probation outcome case, and I don't want to hold you if I don't have to.
Sure.
Absolutely no victim contact, though, okay? It sounds like you guys may live fairly close together. Just critically,
Sure.
No, we will give you a bond all day, every day for victim contact.
Your Honor, I have a question on that. I have no idea who the victim is.
Okay, good. That helps. Helps you stay away.
Okay.
And so talk to your lawyer. You know, your lawyer will have all that type of information, et cetera. But it helps you not have contact with it, okay? So if anybody were to say anything to you, like turn on your heel and go the other direction. Just don't do anything that could be a whiff of victim contact, because victim and witness intimidation we take very, very seriously.
Yes.
All right, so if you step too late to get your paperwork, it'll still be a few hours before you get out. Just don't miss your court dates, okay? Ms. Gonzalez? And then Michael Prom, we go to the chair. Hi, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Good morning. My name is Rosalind Gonzalez, 012805.
Okay, thanks. You are here on a new case because, as the police may have told you, they allege that your DNA came back on a stolen vehicle from November of 2022. So the allegation is unlawful use of a means of transportation, a Class 5 felony, from November 4th of 2022, where by my calculation you were probably a juvenile, but that doesn't prevent adult prosecution now.
Right.
So I am appointing a lawyer for you.
Okay.
You can talk to your lawyer about all of this. I know you're on probation, and right now I looked at your probation notes. At least from what I can tell is you're not in the wind, meaning I don't know. I didn't try to assess how compliant you are or you aren't.
But I'm almost done with my restitution. Everything.
Great. And you're not off, ignoring them, etc. So I'm going to release you. It's on your own recognizance, but sort of back to the supervision of your PO.
Right.
And you'll get a copy of the police reports from your lawyer. So you're still on probation. I'm releasing you in this case. Don't have any contact with the alleged victim. That's whoever might own this car. If you don't know now, your lawyer will have that information. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. And you do have to call your PO within 72 hours of any release from jail. So when you get out today, you have 72 hours to call them. And I will say that folks in your position where a pre-probation offense sort of rears its ugly head during probation, the best thing you could possibly do for yourself is be a model probationer.
Right.
That gives your lawyer the most arguments and the most options and the best way to help you, and your best outcome at sentencing if you do end up convicted. So hopefully that's enough to keep you motivated to be super compliant with probation. Don't miss your court dates, but I don't have any reason to put any new restrictions on you now for something that happened November of 2022, okay?
Thank you.
All right, so just keep doing well. Call your PO within 72 hours.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Prom, Michael Prom? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Michael Peralta, October 16th, 1980.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Prom, you got booked in for allegations of possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be a status conference February 7th, which is about 2 weeks from now. Preliminary hearings February 11th at 8:30 in the morning. And in your case, I am releasing you with no conditions because the police didn't provide enough evidence to support the allegation that what you had was narcotic drugs. They just say consistent with fentanyl, and on the legal standard, that's not enough. But as I've also put in my order, That does not mean the case is dismissed. You would have qualified for OR anyway, so don't get too excited.
Okay.
It just means you don't have any conditions, like
Okay.
no drugs, no weapons, no blah, blah, blah. Because we don't impose conditions if we don't find probable cause.
Okay.
But you still get a lawyer, you still get a court date.
Okay.
So go to court, find out if they filed on it. You could also call a few days before your court date to put the number on your paperwork. Just make sure it's going forward, because sometimes in cases like this, the county attorney wants to wait for the lab results to come back.
Okay.
And so you can sort of get a free preview if you call a few days, but you won't get a good answer if you call too soon and just say, do I still have a court date on the 7th? If they say yes, you better be there. If they say no, then it means your case is scratched. They scratched it because I've been doing this forever. It means they're waiting for lab results before they decide whether to file.
Okay.
So talk to your lawyer about that. We give you a piece of paper for the PD's office as well.
Okay.
So you're just released. Still takes a while to be released. Try to be patient.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. So then I'm down to my house calls. Mr. Cannon and Mr. Turner. Officer, are Mr. Cannon and Mr. Turner currently isolated from general population as potential dangers to themselves or others? Okay, thank you. I did get an affirmative answer from the sheriff's office, so I'm going to go conduct the initial appearances for Mr. Cannon and Mr. Turner in person, in-house, immediately after this recording. I'll advise Carlos Cannon, born 7/25 of 02, that he was arrested for allegations of aggravated domestic violence, a Class 5 felony, and criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for him. I'm going to give him court dates as follows. A status conference, January 30th at 8:30, with a preliminary hearing February 3rd at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. And in this case, for the reasons in my written order, is the court's intention to set bail in the amount of $2,500 secured with electronic monitoring if he does post it, and written release conditions, which include no going to the scene of the alleged crimes, no contact with the alleged victim, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, obeying an order of protection or order against harassment. Keith Lamar Turner, born 10/4/80, is here on a probation warrant in his Class 4 felony probation case. I'm going to appoint a lawyer for him, and I'll advise him that his court date will be January 30th at 8:30 in the morning, the downtown probation court, for a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. And in this case, it is the court's intention to set bail in the amount of $1,000 secured for the reasons set forth in my written order, with additional conditions that I will go over with him. If anything changes after I conduct these initial appearances in-house, I'm going to update my written order. My final written order will reflect the court's ultimate decision during the initial appearances that have yet to occur. I am not planning to update this recording. And with that, we're going to stand at recess until